Well, hey everybody, welcome to the Magician with a Microphone podcast. I'm your host, Chris Langle of Chris Langle Magic. And guys, it's been a freaking minute. So, just a little update of the last time I was able to make a podcast, I believe was after Phil Mickelson won the PGA, and that was well over a month ago. So, I want to let you guys know what's been going on with my life, what's been, causing me to not be able to record. I have legitimately been very busy. I just recently partnered with Pete and Chris Amusements in Waterbury, Connecticut, and they're very good friends of mine, and they are also fellow magicians, but we also do bounce houses, they do DJing, they do, rentals, tables and chair rentals, concession rentals, they do karaoke, trivia. Basically, they're like the ultimate entertainment group without carnival rides. At least non-working carnival rides. So if you're ever in need of a magician, or you're in need of, you don't want my magic show, but you want something else for a party, definitely give them a call. Pete and Chris Amusements on Facebook. You really can't miss them. They're everywhere. But I've partnered with them, and because they are so busy with all of their gigs, and I've been working with them, that, I guess by proxy, makes me really busy with my gigs. So my gigs have now become their gigs, and their gigs have now become my gigs. So it's really cool, though, working with them. I'm able to learn new things. I learned how to pack up a bounce house. I learned how they work. I learned how certain concessions work. I learned how, I learned the ins and outs of setting up a party and not just showing up and performing at them. So there is that. Plus, I have had my own gigs. I've been doing a lot of restaurant gigs lately. I'm at Shifrio, 242 Main Street, Ansonia, Connecticut. Usually Thursdays, Fridays, Saturday, whenever I'm there. And I'm pretty much there every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, unless I have a gig, because, I'm just going to get it out in the open there. I'm basically fucking falling for somebody who is there, and she knows who she is, and yeah. So, and now that's public information. I guess couldn't hide it, too long. But it's okay. You know what? It's my life. I'm going to do what I want. So, and then, I've been working on the show at the Bijou Theater, September 12th, 2021. It's a Sunday afternoon. Guys, get your tickets online, www.bijoutheaterct.com. And that is theater with an R-E at the end of it. So if you type in bijoutheaterct.com, it'll bring you to the webpage. And if you go to the webpage, you go to ticket events, event tickets, however the hell he has it. Scroll all the way down till you see my ugly face, and you click on that link, and it's there. You can buy tickets. They start at $10 for kids, 12 and under, $20 for adults. And if you're a first responder, you get in for free. So that is definitely an initiative to try and get some more people through the door. Now, right now, ticket sales are a little iffy. And let's face it, it's still about a month and a half out. So I'm usually really known for getting last-minute ticket sales, either door buys or the day of. I'll sell 40, 50 seats. So I'm not worried about it. I know people are going to show up. We always get a good turnout at the Bijou every year. It's a great show. I've actually bought some new tricks for this year, and this is basically a redemption show from the show that I had at the Strand Theater back in 2019 that basically started a depressing pity me, drunk cycle run that eventually caused me to lose my relationship and my apartment and basically everything I had. Until I got sober and, tried getting saved and tried figuring out my how to better myself. And, of course, now I relapsed and I'm fucking alcoholic again. But what do you expect? I hate my life, Really nothing I can do. Well, there is things I can do, but I guess, unfortunately, the things that I want to do and the things that I have to do are two different things. And unfortunately, the things that I have to do, I can't really do at the moment. If that makes any sort of sense. I know I'm probably going to get people messaging me later. Oh, we got to get your priorities straight. You got to get your shit together. Not easy. All right, and I'm not going to get into it. I'm not really going to, take a lot of time because I do want to focus on, some people that I've met and, some interviews that I want to get into that, I plan on having people on this podcast again because, first off, I have to redo that other podcast that I did with, with my friends because that sound quality sucked. I don't know what the hell happened, but it sucked. So I'm hoping that this sound quality is good. It's been good the last couple of days. So, or the last couple of times that I've had to do voice work, and every time I've had to record something, it's been good. I actually recorded over an hour's worth of stuff, not for a podcast, but for my own personal project that I'm doing, and it turned out great. So at least I know that the acoustics are good. So, but people are like, get your shit together. You gotta find your own place. You gotta get your own car. First off, let me stop people right there. All right. A man is not measured by what he has, but what he does with what he has. Okay. At least that's a quote that I've heard many times. And it doesn't matter what you have. It matters what you are doing with what you have, and what you're doing with the time that you have, and the situations. It's all about making the best out of a situation. Right now, on paper, the situation that I am in is not necessarily the best. I'm living in a basement on a couch. Okay, but you know what? I am getting gigs out the ass. I'm getting, projects done that I've been wanting to get done. I've actually painted up 2 guitars in the last, week or so. I'm finishing off my Eddie Van Halen collection, which I actually have to make sure that my father got me that right paint. And obviously, by the time that this thing is up, I'll have the thing done. So you're going to know if my father got me the right paint. But, I'm getting projects done. I've got people actually asking me to customize guitars for them. And people, I am in no way, shape, or form, a musician. I don't consider myself a musician. I don't consider myself somebody who is worthy enough to play in a band. I simply love the guitar. I love playing the guitar. It keeps me happy. It keeps me occupied. I have absolutely zero intention on going big with it. I personally, I hate the sound of my own voice, so that's why I don't sing. Hell, that's the reason why I don't even listen to my own podcasts, or, anything for that matter. When I edit my videos, I keep it on mute, because I legitimately hate everything about myself, and my voice is my top thing. No wonder I can't keep a girlfriend. I mean, I'm surprised you guys listen to this for the 4 minutes and 17 seconds that I usually get on YouTube, because nobody listens to these entire things, let's face it. I do this because I like to do it. And you know what? I'm at the point right now, I'm just doing shit because I like to do it, So I'm working on projects. I'm building guitars. I'm painting guitars. I'm replicating things. I'm putting new magic tricks into my act. I'm putting, new concepts into my magic show. And I'm actually doing things and changing things that I never really expected to do and change. For example, the show with the Bijou that I've got coming up, I'm actually starting it and ending it a different way. I've never had this layout of a show before. So it's going to be new to me. And it's going to be exciting because this is something that nobody has seen from me. Obviously, people have seen these tricks before because, we're in the 21st century. We are in the year 2021. People have been doing magic since, fucking 500 BC. Eventually, every single magic trick is going to have been done. Every single concept, every single possible way to put somebody in a box and cut her in half or make her disappear, or duplicate something, or make something appear, or make something levitate, or do a card trick. It's just like music. Eventually, every single note will have been played, every single riff will have been put together, and there's going to be nothing left. There's going to be nothing new. That is how magic is, and I feel like we're getting to that point. Because of the fact that magic, unlike music, there are only 7 or 8, maybe 9 main concepts that you have to kind of build yourself around. And once you know those main concepts and, the main aspects of what makes up a trick and pattern, dialogue, and psychology behind a trick, there's really only so much that you can do with it before somebody eventually takes your idea or asks you to do something else with your idea. Everything is going to be done eventually, which is why I'm not worried about consistently creating new magic, because let's face it, we've all seen the same card trick, okay? And it's funny that I say that because I feel like there's a difference between layman magic and magician magic, and let me explain that, okay? Layman magic, if a layman is going to learn a magic trick, it's either going to be that thing where they have the 4 cards on top of the jacks, and they put the jacks, they show the jacks, and they put everything on top, and they move the cards from, the top to the middle, and the jacks come back up, right? That's a simple trick. Or that trick where you lay out 21 cards, and you eventually find their card by dealing out the cards and doing a whole bunch of different shit. Which, by the way, you will never see me do that trick. That is, in my opinion, the worst magic trick that has ever been created and performed. I hate it. I hate the guy who invented it. I don't know who invented it, but I really hope that he's done better things. I just don't understand. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's such a stupid concept. I'm going to deal cards until I find your card. Okay, cool. Now what? You're going to make it disappear? Going to make it levitate? You're going to duplicate it? You're going to make every other card that you dealt down suddenly turn blank or into an ace? No, you're not. You're going to show me the card, you're going to take the cards, and then you're going to fucking play 52 pickup. That's what it comes down to, So I hate that trick. But, people like it. That's the one that people learn. It also doesn't really help that if you look at, you look online on YouTube, there's millions of magic tricks that you can learn on YouTube. But in my opinion, the best ones are in the old Tarbell books. If you look up the Tarbell books, magicians know what I'm talking about. You look up an old magic book from the 1930s and 40s, you will have the most powerful magic ever. Even if it's self-working. It doesn't make a difference if it's self-working or not. So, that's where the magicians look, is in these old books. They'll buy tricks from a magic shop, which, well, let's face it, a magic shop isn't supposed to exist. It's a funny concept with a magic shop. If you think about it, laymen are not supposed to know how the tricks are done, yet they can go to the place where you can buy the secrets. Isn't that a fucking oxymoron if you think about that? Which, by the way, I've had people on here, at least comment, message me on Facebook and stuff. Why do you swear? Don't you know you're going to get demonetized? I don't make money on YouTube anyway, so fuck it. They don't pay me. I'm going to post whatever I want. I'm not worried about losing money. So, I don't even ask for tips on here. I like to talk. But let's talk about a magic shop really quick. And if you're a magician listening to this, you're going to get it. You're going to understand, okay? Magic shops technically should not exist, okay? If you're a layman and you go to a magic show, you are there with the expectation that the person on stage has the ability to fool you using everyday objects, okay? For example, or even if you're at a restaurant or on the street and you see a magician, they're using everyday objects. A pack of gum is an everyday object. A soda can is an everyday object. A deck of cards is an everyday object. Something that you can walk into Target and purchase and use for daily use and personal use and stuff. It is a daily, regular, normal object that has absolutely no magical or, deceiving aspects to it, okay? You walk into a magic shop, you're going to see a pack of gum that turns into a credit card. You're going to see a fucking soda can that will empty itself and refill itself or float. You're going to see decks of cards that do things that are completely and totally impossible for anybody to do with a deck of cards. Whether it be because of the mechanics that are inside or the fact that somebody has altered the cards in a way so that way they can do certain things with them. There is a difference between stuff at a magic shop and average everyday daily objects. But the things at the magic shop are technically not supposed to exist. So when a layman walks into a magic shop, I find it hysterical that you're literally walking into Santa's workshop. Do the kids know that Santa's not really making the toys? No. But they believe that he's the one that shoved his fat ass down the chimney and put him under the tree. They believe that the elves made him. And you know why? Because every year there's a Santa Claus at a mall that tells you that he's going to come down this chimney and put toys that is elves made underneath your tree. And I'm not by any means saying that Santa's not real, because, look, Santa to me is like magic. Santa is how you perceive it, all right? Me personally, I fucking love Santa Claus, all right? I follow Santa Claus on TikTok. Santa's fucking real as far as I'm concerned. You know why? Because it's not a magical being who comes down your chimney. It is a man who spreads Christmas spirit. Just like how a magician is supposed to keep the spirit of a magic show alive. And as long as you are sitting there in your seat questioning how the fuck did he make that card disappear and end up in that fucking orange that was in the bag underneath the seat 5 rows in front of me? If you're asking yourself that, we did our job. If you're losing sleep over how a trick worked, we did our job. Trust me, there is no better feeling in the world than somebody messaging you on Facebook at 3 o'clock in the morning saying that they literally cannot get to sleep because a trick that you did at your show fucked them up that bad. I have gotten messages like that, and it's all been the same trick. And it's probably one of my best tricks, too. I'm not going to tell you which one it is. If you want to see what trick it is that'll fuck you up so bad you lose sleep, come to my show at the Bijou Theater on September 12th in Bridgeport, Connecticut. 275 Fairfield Avenue, Bridgeport, Connecticut. Bijou Theater. But, you know, magic, look, I love magic. I love magic. It's my full-time job because I can't hold a real job. Because, well, partially because I'm too lazy to hold a real job, but because I have health issues that don't allow me to hold a real job. I've been fired from every job I've worked. I'm proud to say that because I now make more money than probably the managers did in a week. And I'm not afraid to say that. You know what I mean? Sometimes it is okay to brag about how much money you make because that will show people, look, I do what I want to for a living. You do what you have to for a living. I make my own wages. You make your own wages. At any point, the person working the 9 to 5 can wake up and say, you know what? I want to quit this. I want to start my own business and eventually make it. You know who did that? Bill Gates. You know who did that? Steve Jobs. You know who did that? Elon Musk. All of these, this is the thing, and none of them are college educated. I lied. I think Elon Musk is college educated, but Bill Gates wasn't. Oprah wasn't. J.K. Rowling wasn't. J.K. Rowling was sleeping in her car when she wrote Harry Potter. Can you imagine that? Sleeping in the back of a car, writing a book, and in 3 years you're living in a mansion because you decided to pursue something that you thought the public would like. What a fucking concept, right? I mean, shit. Could you imagine waking up every single day hating the fact that you have to get out of bed because you have to go to a job that you don't like, to work for somebody who doesn't appreciate anything you do, to make money that the government's going to take half of, all to do it again the next day, and then get yelled at by customers and yelled at by staff and yelled at by your boss, knowing damn well that if you were to die that night in a car accident back to your house, your job will be posted on Indeed faster than your obituary will be in the newspaper. To me, that is the stupidest fucking concept that I have ever heard in my life, considering the fact that we have so much access to business and resources to how to start businesses. Guys, Barnes & Noble is still a thing. Go to the business section and get a book, The Dummy's Guide on How to Start a Business. How to start, what's the one that Gary Vee wrote? Fucking 3 Strikes. Something. Gary Vee wrote a book that I started reading partially, but it's really good, on how to start a business. Tony Robbins. Graham, that Graham dude that you keep seeing on Facebook. Everybody, dude, the richest fucking people in the world get rich either 3 ways, all right? Either they steal from the economy, aka the stock market, they start their own business, or they get big on the internet, okay? And you can easily run a business on the internet. You can easily put a fucking video up on YouTube. And as long as and I have no business saying this because I've been on YouTube for almost fucking 14 years and I got nowhere. Only because I gave up because, let's face it, it's harder to become a magician than anything else in the world. But you could literally post like tutorial videos, how-to videos, how to put on eyeliner, how to round out a cabinet, maybe if you build cabinets or something in your spare time, how to paint a guitar, how to sculpt. I'm sitting in an art gallery right now, and there's like literally thousands of dollars worth of art around me. Can you imagine if one of these artists in here decided that they were just going to put a camera over their shoulder and do a time lapse? You know how many views that would get? Dude, people love time-lapse videos. Film yourself doing something you like to do. Put a little time-lapse on it. You'd be surprised. Put yourself on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, everything you can. You will be surprised. I have a friend who's a photographer. He doesn't have a website. He doesn't have a full-time job. Posting his stuff on Instagram is getting him gigs all over the United States. I have a friend who was a barber who used to cut my hair, and I'm very proud to say that even though I am now seeing a new barber, I'm proud to say that the reason I'm seeing a new barber is because my barber got so fucking famous on Instagram. He is now cutting the hair for Jalen Rose, for Bill Goldberg, for fucking, oh my god, he just did for some famous rapper, somebody who's big in the rap game right now. He's done barber expos all over the planet, dude. He was in Italy, Spain, Barcelona isn't Spain. Hollywood, dude, the dude's everywhere. Works for ESPN, fucking everything. Because he was following his dream and because he probably didn't listen to anyone. You know what? It takes time. It takes time. And the fact that people are literally, they hate their jobs to the point where they will sit there and they will degrade somebody else for chasing their dream. I fucking love it. You know why? Because down the road, that person is hating on you is eventually going to hire you. You know? I got bullied severely in middle school. Like, severely. To the point where I tried killing myself when I was 13 years old because I just couldn't stand the bullying. And I couldn't stand not having support from my parents, doing magic, which I still don't get the support doing the magic, but I don't care anymore because I make more money than they do. And, I was horrendously bullied. Just recently, in the past 3 years, the girl who bullied the fuck out of me had me do a birthday party for her fucking son. If that isn't the biggest slap in the face to a hater you can possibly think of, I don't know what is. But it just goes to show you that hard work does pay off, and if you believe in yourself and you really push yourself, you can do anything you want. And I really mean that as sincere as I possibly can. The world it's a weird place right now. I mean, we are living in a world where everybody hates everybody. Everybody hates everything, and anything that you say could be deemed offensive or wrong. And I think the reason why is because we have too many negative influences. We don't have enough positive influences, and I believe that entertainers are the positive influences, and a lot of them aren't really the positive influence, but I feel like there's enough people out there, especially on social media and on TikTok and on, Instagram, who are trying to make it, who are doing everything that they can to get their name out there, who really want to make a positive impact on society. I really feel like if enough people were to get their break, it could change a lot for this planet, But that just comes down to, look, accept what your friends do for work, accept what your friends do for a hobby, and help them out. You never know what kind of life you're going to change. I'm always one, look, if you're a friend of mine and you're starting a business, I'm going to go to you, okay? I'm one of those guys where, I'll promote my friends. My friends have car groups. I try to get to them when I can, because unfortunately they do their car meets during my, when I have my gigs. But I mean, I'll post the poster and stuff on my Facebook. I'll try to get people there. they're up and coming. I want to see them do good. A friend of mine's a mechanic. I'll fucking recommend him to anyone. I don't know, what the extent of his ability is as far as other things. I mean, I know he's a Ford guy and he can take apart a Ford and put it back together with his eyes closed. But if somebody has problems with the car, he's the first one I call because I trust him, because I know that he's good at what he does and he's determined and he likes it. You see, to me, watching my friends do what they like to do what they're naturally good at, for some reason, it's like therapy. Not even therapy. I take it as like ASMR. I like watching my friends do what they're good at. And I like the joy that it brings them, okay? I like watching my friend Alex, Mookie on the Beat 1, who you gotta check out. He's a producer. I love sitting in his basement with my guitar, just watching him fucking work. Because I want to be able to do something like that. And I have an interest in that, but there's a reason I do magic. Because I can't do things like he does. I can't put a beat together with the proper 808s and snares and bass drops and all that shit. But he does it like it's second nature because he's good at it. And I tell all of my friends about him. I make sure that I use his beats during my videos. I would love to use his music during my show with the Bijou. I just don't know how I'd be able to fit it in. But I would love to use something of his. But he's good at what he fucking does. He has the potential. With the people that he's working with, my buddy Alex has the potential to be a top 10 producer for fucking anyone, okay? Like, seriously. He's already sold exclusive beats online to people. Shit that I wish I can find so I can hear it. Because, like, imagine hearing that in a year or two and being like, dude, I know that fucking guy, But it's also something I don't want him giving up on. And I hope to God that becomes a full-time job of his, Same thing with my friend John. He's the mechanic I was telling you about. He works a lot. I kind of give him shit for it sometimes. But you know what? I can't say too much because he loves what he does. He's a diesel mechanic, and he's one of the best I have ever seen. He can take anything and fucking make it work. And he loves doing it, He's a car guy. He knows his shit. He's educated in it. He's not going to beat around the bush. He's not a guy who's going to just take something and put it back and say, oh, it's fixed, come back and see me in 2 weeks. No. He cares enough about what he does to where he wants to make sure it's done right. And people trust him for that. And I know he does plenty of work for plenty of people. And anytime I see something online, I make sure that I point them in his direction. He's good at what he does. He loves it. And who am I to take that away? Who's anybody to take that away? And yeah, I get it. I kind of sound a little hypocritical because what if somebody does have a 9-to-5 job that they truly love? And I know people who are like that. There's got to be a reason why people stay in a trade or in a field or even working at a grocery store for 40, 50 years. You know why? Because eventually it becomes home to them. It becomes something that, eventually a job. Look, I live off of the motto, you never work a day in your life if you love what you do. There are some people who love what they do. Some people who work really hard for what they have. The problem that I have is the people that don't like what they do and do nothing to change it. Kudos to that guy who's working in your local deli. That old guy who looks like he's been there since the store opened. Kudos to that guy. Maybe he likes the interaction. Maybe he likes working. He goes in every morning. He puts on his apron. He looks at himself in the mirror as he's getting ready. He's got that sense of pride. He goes over to his slicer. He makes sure that it's really, really nice and clean. He makes sure that all the meats at the deli and all the cheeses are really nice and organized. So when the customers come in, they look at all of that and go, wow, you know what? He puts a lot of work into what he does. And maybe that's a good sense of joy that brings him. Maybe his boss treats him well. Maybe he is the boss. Maybe he likes the people that are in his community. That's why people run for mayor. That's why people run for public office. Because they love the people in their community. They don't see it as a job. They see it as, hey, I get to help people out. But when you're somebody who wakes up and you're like, oh, shit, man, I gotta go to work. I don't want to fucking get out of bed. I gotta deal with the shit from yesterday. Fuck my boss, man. He's a fucking cheap bastard. I gotta deal with fucking Marty over in electronics again. That fucking prick. All he does is talk about himself. What the fuck am I gonna be doing today? His job isn't worth it. If you're somebody like that, and you wake up every single day and choose to live that life, you are failing yourself and you're going to die alone and depressed. Do something with yourself. Find something that you like to do. Start a business. Just go and do your own thing. If you hate your job that much, or you hate the concept of having to get up and work for somebody else every single day, work for yourself. And if you can't, well, go on to YouTube. Figure out how you can. You know, for the longest time, I never thought that I'd be able to have a magic business. I always thought that I was just going to be that guy, hey, I need a magic show. Oh, here, do it $50, all right? No, now I market myself. Now I do, you know, I do all my own contracts. I'm the business and the show. I'm literally show business. I do all of my own marketing, all of my own promotion. I'm my own agent, my own booker, everything. You know? Partially because I can't trust anyone else but myself, but because I learned early that it's like, you know, I'm in this. I have to figure out how it's done. I have chosen the life where I refuse to wake up and work for somebody. I refuse to wake up and I refuse to go to a job that I hate. So now I have no choice but to do it myself, and I have no choice but to make it. Because I've donated 15 years of my life to this, and that's 15 years of my life that I'm not getting back. I don't have a lot more years, dude. And people think I joke around when I say I give myself to at maximum 40 before, you know, something happens. You know, but I don't have time. I don't have a lot of precious time that I can, you know, keep to myself. And yeah, I play a lot of golf, which takes about 4 hours a day, but I do something with it. You know, I review golf courses with it, but I like to do it. That's my muse. Do I drink? Fucking yeah. So I am taking some time away from my life. But you know what? I also want to make sure that I accomplish the things that I'm setting out to accomplish in a decent manner. And everybody's like, you know, you gotta be patient. Good things happen to people who wait. Well, that's not necessarily the case, because think about it this way. A man works for 65 years, finally retires, buys that dream car that he always wanted to restore, gets his big screen TV, buys that recliner for his living room. 3 weeks later, he has a heart attack and dies. 65 years of his life are wasted, working for somebody else, saving up for a time that he was really looking forward to, something that he wanted to accomplish, and, well, when he finally got there, he died. To me, that's unacceptable. To me, I want to at least say, hey, I am making a steady, solid living off of what I'm doing, and I'm doing it on my terms, and I'm doing it at my pace, and it's happening when I want it to happen. And Jesus, there's ways of making it happen quick, and there's ways of making it happen slowly. And unfortunately, right now, things are still happening a little slowly for me. They're still going slowly, you know. But I have faith, and I know what hopefully I know what I'm doing. I know, guys, I went off on a rant. I went on a really big rant. Holy crap, this podcast went longer than I wanted it to. All right. Guys, here's the deal. I've been meeting a bunch of great people as of late. I've been working with a lot of great people, and I do plan on having a lot of guests on. I do want to have Pete and Chris from Pete and Chris Amusements on my show. I want to have Greg Dwyer on my show. Greg Dwyer of the Diamond Mine Potential podcast and the Mindful Conversations television show. Visit him at gregdwyer.com. He's a motivational speaker. I just met a guy today, Jim DeCava. He is a guitar builder. He is a world-renowned guitar builder. I did not even realize he is here in Ansonia. I would love to have him on the podcast. I'd love to have Rich DiCarlo on the podcast. He's the one who runs the Valley Arts Council, the one who runs the gallery I'm sitting in right now. He is a genius when it comes to art. He's very, very well educated when it comes to, creativity and different ways of thinking, and I'd love to have him on. There's a little of everything for everybody, and I plan on making this because I really do want to get dedicated to this podcast. I really truly want to put one out once a week. So, with that being said, guys, we're going to have a lot of fun with this. I really hope that you guys enjoyed what I had to say today, and if you didn't, tell me to go fuck myself in the comments. I really don't care. I do this for me. I rant on here for me. It doesn't make a difference what anyone else thinks because I enjoy doing this, and that is what matters because, guys, when you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. I'm Chris Langle. This is the Magician with a Microphone podcast. I will see you guys next time.